This is a special presentation from UFC Fight Pass. Step into our world at UFCFightPass.com. This is Extra Rounds. Extra Rounds.
Oh, it is indeed Extra Rounds here from UFC Fight Pass. Hey, everybody. I'm TJ DeSantis hanging out on a Wednesday afternoon, getting you ready for UFC 307. It is this Saturday night in Salt Lake City, Utah. Of course, we got a main event as the light heavyweight king, Alex Poatan Pereira, looks to defend his crown against Khalil Rountree Jr. It's going to be a very exciting night of action, and this is a card that is truly stacked from top to bottom. And today here on Fight Pass, we're going to play some of more notable fights from the stars of UFC 307. Of course, we got that light heavyweight championship in our main event, but the action, it starts early, and if you need further proof of that, don't look any further than our featured prelim, because it's a solid one. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, he's been in the UFC for quite a long time, and back at UFC 170, he took on this Ultimate Fighter winner that not many people were super familiar with. You might remember him. His name is Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whitaker. He went on to do some pretty big things. But on this night back in February of 2014, it was all Wonder Boy. And let's go take a look as we kick off our marathon of stars of UFC 307 as Stephen Wonderboy Thompson takes on the Reaper, Robert Whitaker, right here on UFC Fight Pass.
Great battle to get things started. Ariani, Brittany.
You ready? Let's go, come on.
Set to go. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. That side stance of Stephen Thompson early.
Oh, good jab by Whitaker.
Whitaker, the tough smashes winner.
You see Thompson uses that side stance and that front leg technique quite often, and is also very good at switching techniques, switching stances. There's a nice inside leg kick, and he goes high.
Whitaker answers. Whitaker has very powerful combinations.
Good combination so far from both men. But I'm really liking the kicks, Thompson.
I like how he leaned back, Lyoto Machida style.
Well, he's really fighting karate style with his hands down, side stance. Moving back well, though. Nice kick to the body off that front leg, and a nice leg kick as well.
Stutter step.
And he's getting off court first.
He's mixing his timing up very well.
Pressure, Robert, pressure on the inside, stay on the pocket.
Turns the corner and he's gone.
He's got him thinking. Front leg axe kick to the face of Whitaker.
Well, he had that great start to his UFC career with this knockout of Dan Stitching.
But what we're seeing from Thompson is what we've seen from him in his kickboxing career. It's just, it took a while for him to get comfortable enough with his takedown defense and all the other aspects of mixed martial arts to see what he's really capable of inside the octagon. Because, you know, as George St. Pierre said, his striking is just on a totally different level than most fighters that compete in MMA. Look at that
Whitaker trying to chase him down.
But look at that beautiful head movement.
Absolutely. It's just a slip and a rip. Whitaker trying to turn up the pace now.
Yeah, Whitaker's trying to find him. He's landed a few good jabs, but for the most part, Thompson has not been there when those combinations start flying towards him.
When you see 1, 2, 3, 4, that's when you know a fighter is really putting together some nice work, and that's what Thompson's been doing.
And there's that front leg side kick to the body too, which makes you think twice about moving forward. He went with a hook kick to the head there. Bill Superfoot Wallace style. Shout out to UFC 1. Nice straight left and a right hand behind it.
Whitaker looking to establish the jab.
See, the movement of Thompson is excellent, just sliding back slightly and then coming in with shots of his own, and he's putting Whitaker in a shell when he does that.
Whitaker scored 2 big knockouts on his way to becoming the Ultimate Fighter Smashes winner. And Thompson at high volume thus far.
Well, Thompson is certainly the one who's mixing his techniques up more here. There's a nice jab. Oh, he tagged him. Big right hand.
Hurt.
Whitaker's in big trouble.
Yep. And again he connects.
He's hurt bad.
Again, looking to finish a fight. Can he do it here? Mario Yamasaki
That's
all
it.
over.
That's it.
It is all over.
Big win for Stephen Thompson.
Finishes Robert Whitaker. Wow.
And that is the Stephen Thompson that we saw in his kickboxing career. It's amazing that this kid decided to get into MMA and work through all the difficulties involved in transitioning from being a kickboxer to being a mixed martial arts fighter. But we're seeing it all come into focus now.
Joe, let's take a look at our fight replay.
And this is what has always made Stephen Thompson so special. His ability to move in and out, his ability to snake-like land these combinations. Slide back, 1-2, boom, right hand on the button. And even you see as he lands that right hand, he's moving away from potential counters. He sees Whitaker go down and he swarms on him. And here Whitaker's grabbing a hold of that leg, but Thompson is just all over him, and Mario Yamasaki rescues him.
Outstanding performance by Stephen Thompson. As he finishes Robert Whitaker in the very first round. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 43 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
It's as good as he has looked inside the octagon and against a very good opponent.
I am here with the winner, Stephen Thompson. Wow. First of all, congratulations on a victory over a very talented striker in Robert Whitaker. But you just looked on fire tonight. As we see your MMA career progress, you really are getting much more comfortable inside the octagon, and we're seeing what we saw in your kickboxing career.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the more and more I do this, the more I get comfortable with it. I mean, I'm a striker. That's who I am. You know, I kind of, I wouldn't say I'm the best MMA fighter, but I'm working on it. I'm getting better every day, and you'll see me back in here very, very soon.
I'm sure we will. Let's take a look at some of your handiwork here. Just a beautiful combination that started it all off. The left and the right behind it dropped him. Tell us what's going through your mind when you see him go down.
When I see him go down, man, I know it just, I got to be careful because I've seen guys rush in, get hit, and get knocked out. So I'm very hesitant going in. I knew he wasn't getting back up, so I just tried to finish him from there, and it worked.
Well, Stephen, it's been amazing watching you grow in your MMA career. I can't wait to see you again. Stephen Thompson, ladies and gentlemen.
There he is, Wonder Boy, getting it done over Robert Whitaker. He doesn't need mind bullets when he's got hands like that. Of course, he's in action this Saturday night, part of UFC 307 in Salt Lake City. He takes on Joaquin Buckley. It's going to be a very fun fight. Buckley, of course, owns that huge knockout over Impa Kasunganai, which is like an all-time classic. Going to be very interesting to see how these guys match up on the feet. Hey, everybody, TJ DeSantis hanging out here on this Wednesday afternoon, hanging out in the chat, chatting with people, talking about this fight card, getting you ready for all of the action that emanates from Salt Lake City. It's a championship doubleheader coming up on Saturday night. Obviously, Alex Pereira going to defend his light heavyweight title against Khalil Rountree Jr., and then we got Raquel Pennington taking on the former bantamweight queen in Juliana Pena. But there are other champions on this card, and we're going to take a look at some of the handiwork of one of them. Not only a former UFC champion, but a former WEC champion. Of course, I'm talking about Jose Aldo. We're going to go back to WEC 41. For me, this was his breakout performance. We all knew he had a lot of things to offer in his first couple of fights inside the blue cage, but what he did to Cub Swanson was a game changer. So let's go ahead and relive it right now. One of the best featherweights to ever do it, Jose Aldo, taking on Cub Swanson here on UFC Fight Pass.
Jose Aldo and Cub Swanson. This could be the biggest fight of their career to date.
Rumor has it that we're fighting for #1 contendership. I feel like I got to give all my attention to this fight and this fight alone. I know he's immediately trying to pressure me. I've been training for that. I don't let people push me around in there.
I need to be aggressive the whole time, go forward the whole time, improve my rhythm, show my stand-up, and try to knock him down since the first second on the fight.
My main goal for this fight is just to go in there and perform. Basically, I just want total dominance.
Cub's gonna try to take me down. I'm gonna keep on the feet the whole time and try to knock him out like the whole fight.
All 4 of his opponents have went in there and kind of ran from him. And I know he expects me to shoot at some point during the fight, but I mean, if I'm whooping him up toe-to-toe, then he's gonna be trying to take me down.
If the fight goes in the ground, I'm prepared for any kind of situation. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and I feel really comfortable on the ground.
I plan on going there and forcing my game on him. We haven't seen him get hit. We haven't seen his chin get tested. I know I could take a shot, and let's see if he can.
As we take a look at the tail of the tape for this 3-round bout, Jose Aldo checked in at 22 years of age, 5'7", 144.5 pounds, and a 70-inch reach. Cub Swanson, 25 years of age, 5'7", 144, and a 70-inch reach as well. We are all set to go. We go inside the cage. Joe Martinez has our official introductions.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist standing 5 feet 7 inches tall. Official weight, 144 pounds. Professional record outstanding with 13 victories, just 2 defeats. Joining us tonight from Orange County, California, here is Cub Swanson. Next, his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. His style, Jiu-Jitsu. At 5 feet 7 inches, he weighed in 144.5 pounds. Professional record, 14 victories, just 1 defeat. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, here is Jose Aldo Jr. Referee in charge of the action, Steve Mazzagatti.
Jose. All right, gentlemen, this is it. We will have a clean, fair fight. You need to obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Now hook them up.
Jose Aldo peaceful now, but he will unleash as soon as the cage door is closed. Cub Swanson, expect no less.
All right, guys, now bring it on, come on.
Swanson and Aldo. One of these men will probably get a shot at the champ, and right off the bat, it is over. It is absolutely over.
How is that for explosiveness right there? This kid is fearless out there. Flying knees. I mean, right off the bat. That's accuracy right there.
And there you see the wreckage unloaded on Cub Swanson's left eye. Kenny, that was unbelievable.
You know, this is why everybody at 145 wants to avoid this guy. You don't know what he's going to do. He's coming at you from different angles, and everything he throws, he wants to knock you out.
Joe Martinez has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes. 8 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO victory, Jose Aldo Jr.
Jose Aldo getting it done in just 8 seconds over Cub Swanson. And I'm looking in the YouTube chat, some people actually were caught off guard by that. They forgot how this one ended. And, you know, if you were to tell me Cub Swanson and Jose Aldo fought, off the top of my head, I would think, oh, it's probably a competitive fight, probably fun fight. It was a fun fight for all 8 of the seconds it lasted. Oh, man. You know, we're cruising along here in this marathon of stars from UFC 307. Of course, Jose Aldo is in action against Mario Batista coming up Saturday night in Salt Lake City. But that one was so quick, I feel like we should watch at least one more Jose Aldo fight. I talked about how he impressed early in his WEC run, really arrived on the scene when he dispatched Cub Swanson the way that he did. Now it is time for Jose Aldo to vie for WEC gold. He takes on an underappreciated guy, the former champion of the featherweights, American Top Team's Mike Thomas Brown. It is Aldo and Brown here on UFC Fight Pass.
All right, gentlemen, this is it. It's 5 rounds for the belt. It will be a clean and fair fight. Obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Now hook them up.
So we are set to go for the featherweight title belt. Frank, this is about as slow as we've ever seen Jose Aldo move in any fight.
Be very respectful of the power of Mike Brown, the champ.
And it's Aldo who comes with the first big uppercut.
He ate an overhand right, though, afterwards.
Remember, both men have identical reaches at 70 inches. Oh, and the big kick. Difficult for both men to duplicate what their opponent would bring.
I thought that was a mistake for Jose Aldo to be so content to get pushed up against the cage like that. But he was able to push off the champ.
Where does Mike Brown go to find someone as fast as Jose Aldo? Right there. And where does Jose Aldo go to find someone as powerful as Mike Brown?
Mike Brown, I like how he's doing his double jab, pumping it, trying to close the distance, staying safe. I think a good game plan for him would be to get and push Jose Aldo against the cage, completely nullify his speed, and be able to really anchor in and use his strength advantage.
Big kick from Aldo, but Brown had his hands in defense. Wow. It's just
quick, right?
He is snapping those off.
Mike Brown's got great head movement, though. I mean, see how he's staying loose there.
Small cut open up on the right eye of Mike Brown. Just on his brow. Devastating knees of Jose Aldo. Look at that combination. And Brown's dazed momentarily. He grabs a single. Wow.
Power of Jose Aldo we see now early. But Mike Brown, the champion, keeping his composure. Looks like he did maybe get caught there, but was able to immediately close the distance on Jose Aldo, grabbing the single and stuff the offensive onslaught of Jose Aldo and looking for turn it around and get on top himself.
Mike Brown would be wise to possibly get Aldo on the ground, but the problem is getting him there.
Jose Aldo has a great takedown defense. Look at this. He's really stuffing off the single. Just came and gave him a knee. He's got the body lock. Look at the scrambling bit of Jose Aldo.
Yeah.
I mean,
great balance.
Mike Brown locked on his waist right now, and he's having a hard time getting him down.
Brown working the inside leg, the right leg of Jose Aldo with those knees. And you've got to go all the way back to WEC 36 of November of 08, the last time Jose Aldo went past the first round. Great fight so far as we approach 1 minute to go here in this title fight for the featherweight belt. Mike Brown, the champion in the white trunks. Jose Aldo, the #1 contender in the black trunks.
Oh, switch kick. That looked like he was looking for the knee, and when Mike Brown didn't fully commit to the shot, he kind of just extended the leg and threw it into a kick to the body.
Brown looking for an opening. Aldo not a lot of movement with his head or his hands. Supremely confident in his speed.
We can also see an attitude in Jose Aldo's fighting style, not only due to obviously the caliber of opponent he's facing in fighting the champ Mike Brown, but it's a 5-round fight. May's looking to go ahead and see how the first round feels.
That flying knee again.
It landed to the body. That was...
Under 10 seconds to go here in round number 1. And we will see a round 2 when we return to Las Vegas, Nevada. Back in Las Vegas, Nevada, and the featherweight belt on the line.
All right, second round. Bring it on. Come on.
Here we go with round number 2. Mike Brown in the white trunks, Jose Aldo in the black trunks. And Aldo with that calm demeanor. Brown now coming forward with a little more determination. Spinning back kick comes from Aldo. And now it's Aldo attacking. Brown goes into a defensive posture.
Mike Brown's trying to get the shot again. Look at again the takedown defense of Jose Aldo. Is just, we've always talked about his striking ability, his offensive ability. But you got to wonder if Mike Brown, the champ, can't put Jose Aldo on his back in this division, who can?
Right. And Brown's in trouble. Brown is in trouble as Aldo goes to the mount. Now he takes the back. And we have not seen the champion in this situation before. Jose Aldo now is just teeing off on Mike Brown. Brown trying to survive. And that's it. Steve Mazzagatti ends it. We have got a new champion in the featherweight division. Jose Aldo. Too much speed, too much power on the night for Mike Brown. And Frank, I don't know how much damage he was doing there, but Steve Mazzagatti probably did the right thing because Mike Brown really wasn't in a position to defend himself.
Well, those blows are coming down really hard, and he had his legs completely stuck in, threw the legs in, and Mike Brown looked like he was just covering up, and that's one of the rules we all know as fighters. If you're not intelligently defending yourself and the other guy's raining down heavy leather, whether it's hitting full blast or if it's catching your gloves, they will stop the fights. Right here, Mike Brown, you know, he's trying to get the legs out, but he had to make more of an effort, and at this point you give up the mount again, you switch over. You can't just sit here and protect yourself because they will stop the fight. Here you see the blows coming down. They're not pitter-patter shots coming from Jose Aldo. At this point, the referee, Mazzagatti, has to protect the fighter, and like it or not, they're going to stop the fight. And as fighters, we all know that. In the dressing room, we're explained it. You have to move if you're in a bad position.
So things are very fluid in the WEC, and once again, we see a transfer of power. Uriah Faber yielded his belt to Mike Brown, and now Brown has to taste defeat to Jose Aldo, the new featherweight champion of the WEC. We now go inside the cage. Joe Martinez has the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 1 minute, 20 seconds of round number 2. Stoppage due to strikes for your winner by TKO victory and new WEC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Jose Aldo getting it done, minting himself the new WEC featherweight champion. And, of course, we're getting ready for his return to the octagon Saturday night as he takes on Mario Bautista. I was talking in the chat, you know, Aldo going through opponents quickly on our marathon, and it made me think I might as well show one more Jose Aldo fight before we move on to another star of 307, which actually reminds me, there's a whole ton of Jose Aldo fights for you available anytime on UFC Fight Pass. Grab your phone right now, scan that QR code on your screen. You get a deal, and you can access all of Jose Aldo's amazing fights, whether it be in the blue cage of WEC or in the UFC's Octagon. He actually even boxed on Fight Pass in Chito, Brazil. You can check that out, again, on demand anytime for you. Scan the QR code and sign up right now if you're not a member already. All right, one more Jose Aldo fight. We've seen 2 WEC appearances. Let's take a look at what he did inside the UFC's Octagon. Frank Mir asked the question in the last fight, if Mike Brown can't put Jose Aldo on his back in this division, who can? A lot of people thought it was going to be his next opponent here in our marathon, Chad Money Mendes. Let's see how he fared in his first meeting against Jose Aldo with the UFC's featherweight title on the line. It's Aldo, it's Mendes, it's a marathon right here on UFC Fight Pass.
Our tail of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. The champion is 25. The challenger is 26. Jose Aldo will have a 4-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions, the veteran voice, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Our 3 judges scoring this contest are Howard Hughes, Marcos Rosales, and Chris Watts. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Mario Yamasaki. And now, senores y senores do Brazil and UFC fans watching around the world from the sold-out HSBC Arena in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Featherweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record. 11 wins, no losses. Standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 144 pounds, 65.5 kilos. Fighting out of Sacramento, USA, presenting the challenger, Chad Money Mendes. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter, holding a professional record, 20 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds, 65.9 kilos. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, he is the former WEC featherweight champion and the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Eu quero que vocês façam uma luta limpa, franca, defendam a todo tempo e sigam as regras. Onde to do a clean fight, follow my orders at all times, defend yourself at all times. Touch glove, toca as luvas, vamos pra luta.
Jose Aldo facing Chad Mendes for the UFC Featherweight Championship. Here we go! Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Red and black trunks for Chad Mendes with the inside leg kicks. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo. His kicks are vicious and they are quick.
And right away, Mendes is going with that inside leg kick, but he's landing it with the foot, not quite getting it in there. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a better one.
Yeah.
You see the difference in the impact?
And I remember seeing Uriah Faber get bounced around like that on numerous occasions. So his leg kicks are so heavy.
Yeah, I don't think Mendes wants to go leg kick for leg kick with Aldo. He's got to try to take this fight to the ground sooner than later. Don't make the mistake that Uriah did and try to eat a few of those. You see how he just swings his body into that? There's so much power in his kicks. And he's another one of these fighters that started out with a career in soccer.
Yes.
He was like a high-level soccer player. Look at that.
Wow. Shot for the double.
Brilliant takedown defense. And I think there's a correlation between soccer players and powerful leg kicks. And there's very few things more demanding on your legs than soccer. Running around, the switching of the movements and the changing directions quickly.
Plus the way you step into, kicking a soccer ball, and then you step into a kick with the Muay Thai and cruel intentions, and you just generate that much more speed and power.
Well, so far, Mendes has made one shot at taking Aldo down, and that was stuffed. And there's a powerful leg kick. And if he can't do anything to check those kicks, and if he can't do anything to get Aldo down, he's in a lot of trouble.
Aldo says no worries. The inside leg kick glance, but they move on. Missing with the kick is the champion. Mendes looking for a chance to take Aldo down. Big uppercut.
And Mendes still unable to take Aldo down. Got deep on that single. Just couldn't do it.
Midway point of the first of a potential five-minute rounds. Again with that kick. You cannot expect to take Aldo down if he damages your front leg continuously, because you lose all your power in your double leg blast. And you see already Chad kind of switching up his stance a little bit to try to protect that lead leg.
It only takes one or two from Aldo to really put some damage in that muscle tissue and take away a lot of the spring in your step. Mendes aware of that because of the Uriah Faber fight. Look at that. Spinning, got the sing, nothing. Man, that's some takedown defense. That's brilliant. Good solid jab by Mendes.
Aldo feels he has the advantage both standing and on the ground if it goes there.
Right now, Mendes has got to be concerned because he's never faced a guy like Aldo before that just easily stuffed every single one of his attempts. And there was a nice leg kick by Mendes.
Chad's had a couple here in the first round, Joe. And you can't train for leg kicks like Jose Aldo throws. You can't spar like that. Uriah Faber talked about it. It's just a whole different world of pain. It's a whole different level of damage that Jose Aldo does, and you can't train like that. Did he get it? Nope.
Look at that. Wow. He's got double underhooks, though, and he's behind him. If he can keep his hands clasped, doing a good job there of driving some knees into the thigh. And he's got him up. Nope. Oh, did Aldo grab the fence?
Sure
believe he did.
Like Mario warns him.
Gets him down briefly for a second, but not really. Springs right back up to his feet.
Yeah, and Jose's saying, I'm not holding the fence here.
Because Chad's got a hold of him here, and Chad can do some damage to his thighs here. It's very important that as long as he keeps his position, he's got to use it and take advantage of it and land more of these knees. He's doing a great job right now with it.
Both of these men, outstanding athletes. 15 seconds on the clock here in round one.
And Aldo still trying really hard to separate those hands. He briefly does, but Mendes reconnects him and he's free.
Oh! That's it! Trying to finish it! And it is all over! Jose Aldo knocks out Chad Mendes and remains
he
the
just
UFC
ran out of the octagon
champion.
And ran right into the crowd. And they are swarming him now. This is nuts.
And he did it with literally seconds remaining in the round.
He just ran out of the cage and ran right into the crowd. And there's a near riot going on here right now.
Joe, the official time of the knockout, 4:59 of the first round.
Wow. I mean, mean, they're swarming to grab a hold of him right now. And now they're bringing him back to the cage. But he just sprinted out and ran into the crowd. And they're carrying him on their shoulders now. Look at this.
A scene like we've never witnessed before. The comment was made earlier this week that Jose Aldo, if he has success tonight, could quickly become the second most popular fighter in Brazil after Anderson Silva. I don't know, Vitor Belfort's there. All I know is this kid is a star. He's vicious, and he is still the UFC featherweight champion.
He's absolutely spectacular. I don't know what's going on right now. They're trying to hold on to him. He's trying to hug someone, and the security guy's trying to hold on to him.
Well, George, one of his agents and managers, he gives a big hug to. Take a look at the fight replay.
You know what? Security is protecting him. This is a really interesting scene. They're protecting him, and he doesn't want protection. He wants to just wander out into the crowd. There's that knee that catches Chad Mendes dead on the button, and then a vicious right hand right behind it. Look, he uses that separation to perfectly time that knee. Mendes is in all sorts of pain. 2 shots, and Mario Yamasaki rescues him. And that's what's called being well-rounded. Great takedown defense, great grappling, and vicious knockout power, taking advantage of just a split-second opportunity.
Did so with 1 second remaining in the round. This building absolutely has erupted. The brilliance of Aldo being applauded by those in attendance here in Rio. With the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 59 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Jose Aldo Jr.
Jose Aldo getting it done as he hands Chad Mendes the first loss of his career when he successfully defended his UFC featherweight title. That was all the way back at UFC 142 in January of 2012. Hey, everybody, TJ DeSantis hanging out here, and we're doing a marathon of some of the stars that you can expect to see Saturday night as the Octagon touches down once again in Salt Lake City, Utah. Main event, Alex Pereira going to be defending his light heavyweight title against Khalil Rountree. It's going to be a phenomenal night of action, and of course, we're getting you ready, getting you primed, and you can prime yourself for any action, relive any moments from any of the great Octagon warriors anytime over at UFC Fight Pass. Here's that QR code again on your screen. I got a deal for you for a year of UFC Fight Pass at a discounted rate. Sign up right now to scan that QR code and step into our world. We got a whole bunch of stuff for you. This UFC 307 card has a whole bunch of stuff for you as well. I mentioned Pereira. He is defending his light heavyweight title, but it is a championship doubleheader as Raquel Pennington looks to defend her title for the very first time when she takes on a former champion and Ultimate Fighter winner, Juliana Pena. Let's go ahead and take a look at Pena inside the Octagon. A dominant performance upcoming here on her marathon as she took on Milana Dudieva. Is it a preview of what we'll see on Saturday? We shall find out. Here she is, the Venezuelan vixen, Juliana Pena, on UFC Fight Pass.
Our tail of the tape for this women's bantamweight fight. 26-year-old.
Our tail of the tape, Juliana Pena, Milana Dudieva, both 25 years old. You see Pena is 3 inches taller, but the number that jumps off the page, the 7-inch reach advantage for the returning Juliana Pena. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 11 wins, 3 losses. She stands 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 135 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Algiers, Russia, Milana Dudieva. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Sikh Jiu-Jitsu fighter, holding a professional record, 6 wins, 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Spokane, Washington, presenting the Ultimate Fighter Season 18 winner, Juliana, the Venezuelan Vixen, Pena! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Keith Peterson.
Keith Peterson, our referee for this one. Thank you very much, Vanessa Hansen. We are ready to go. It has been a long road back for bantamweight contender Juliana Pena, returning here against Milana Dudieva. Pena wearing the yellow trunks, and Dudieva riding a 3-fight winning streak in the all-black.
No surprise, Pena coming out ultra aggressive, but look at the lift and oh, what balance and flexibility by Pena to avoid that takedown. Outstanding.
She has got a definite mean streak, knows only one way to fight.
Man, I asked her, I said, you know, hey, Dudieva can be a grinder. She's good in the clinch. Is that what how this fight's gonna play? She said, absolutely not. She goes, that's not my style.
A strenuous rehab for Juliana Pena after a devastating leg injury, torn hamstring, ACL, MCL, LCL, and meniscus.
You can see the multiple scars on her knee and a nice judo takedown there from Milana Dudieva, and that is her bread and butter. She loves those trips inside the clinch.
Dudieva, world champion in belt wrestling. Found myself watching some belt wrestling, actually, in advance of this one.
It was pretty interesting. It was very interesting. And, you know, right now, Pena doing a nice job controlling the wrist and the posture of Dudieva, so she can't do any damage. We'll see if she's able to create enough distance on Pena can get to her feet. And a nice scramble for Pena. Still locked in a front headlock here. Oh, and an easy single leg finish there for Juliana Pena, and then steps right over to mount. Now her head is starting to slip out here, and now she's free, and she takes risks here. She will unload if she gets on top of you. Pena said she wanted to make a statement. If she can get a finish here this early in the first round, it would be huge.
Dudieva trying to move those hips, cover up.
And Dudieva's doing everything wrong right now. She's trying to hit her while being mounted. She's not working on the hips, not stripping to get half guard. Oh, big time elbow there from Pena. Now Dudieva's gonna use the fence. She's gonna try and pop her head out. She's gotta be careful of an armbar here.
Man, high full mount here for Pena.
Again, great balance. It's tough. I mean, Dudieva pushed off the fence, hipped up, and look at Pena just maintaining position, and the double hammer fist now.
Well, Pena felt like a decision would not be enough here tonight.
And she's just playing the drums on her face right now, John. This is nasty.
Well, Dudieva trying her best to keep that guard up, but the Pena pressure just won't stop.
Yeah, she is just feeding her elbows at the moment. Dudieva's gonna turn and get her back. This is gonna allow Pena to maybe sink in and choke, or she's just gonna hammer away here.
4 career wins by submission for Pena coming in.
Boy, so tough to come back from an injury like that and put on a performance like this so far. Absolutely dominant so far by Juliana Pena.
And the ground strikes, as you see, they're piling up. 49 landed at this point for Pena. Oh, big elbow got through.
Just no quit in Dudieva either. She's trying to defend. She just doesn't really know how to get out of the position.
Just over a minute now to go in the round. That'll do it. With one final elbow, Juliana Pena is back.
That is the statement she wanted to make. Outstanding.
Well, she was one of the bigger favorites on the fight card, top to bottom, and she comes up large. Gotta think there were a lot of emotions walking to that octagon for the first time since November of 2013, given the devastating nature of her injury. And that looks like a future bantamweight contender, Juliana Pena, disposing of Milana Dudieva here in Fairfax.
Tremendous pressure on her right now. I mean, she had climbed the mountain, had so much momentum, and lost it all due to injury. When I spoke to her 2 days ago, she kept repeating herself, I have to put on a great performance. I have to finish her early. Sometimes you hear fighters do that. It limits their performance. They almost try too hard. Not tonight for Juliana Pena. Fantastic. And once she got the mount, Dudieva had no answer on how to get out. Pena switched from the hammer fists and punches and really started to find space to land those elbows.
Juliana Pena getting it done over Milana Dudieva. Of course, she is on this UFC 307 card, which you can watch Saturday in Salt Lake City. And she's going to try to mint herself a champion. She did capture that title when she beat Amanda Nunes, subsequently lost it in the rematch, and things have changed atop the bantamweight division since then. And we're going to take a look at the current reigning, defending women's bantamweight queen, and Raquel Pennington, in just a dominating performance with one of the more rare submissions you'll ever see in the UFC, finishing it. I think we've only had it 3 times. I can at least only remember 3 of these submissions ever taking place in the octagon. We'll talk about it on the other side, but let's take a look at Raquel Pennington as she takes on Ashley Evans-Smith on this marathon of the stars of UFC 307 on UFC Fight Pass.
Our tail of the tape for this women's bantamweight fight. 26-year-old Pennington against 27-year-old Evans-Smith. Everything else is virtually identical. To get things started, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Las Vegas for UFC 181. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the women's UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 3 wins, no losses. She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Laguna Hills, California, Ashley Evans-Smith. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 4 wins, 5 losses. She stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, Raquel "Rocky" Pennington. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mark Smith.
Mark Smith will be our referee for this battle. The beautiful Brittany Ariani, Vanessa, here tonight in Las Vegas.
Ash, you ready? Raquel, ready?
Pennington and Evans-Smith. And here we go. White trunks for Ashley Evans-Smith. Green trunks for Raquel Pennington. Pennington very solid with her combinations. Throws really, really strong low kicks.
And interestingly enough, Pennington is the one that instigates the clinch here. Let's see if that's a good idea against a very strong wrestler in Ashley Evans-Smith. Good use of the elbow. Nice knee there by Pennington. Pennington looking to secure guillotine, wrapping the arm around the neck. Lets that go. Good takedown defense so far by Pennington, and nice strikes being landed in the clinch. And now Evans has her once again up against the cage.
Evans-Smith trying to work down and get a takedown. She has outstanding wrestling credentials, Joe.
Yeah, she's doing a real good job of turning that foot up. And now she's got her down. Trying to pass over the right knee of Raquel Pennington to wind up inside control.
Pennington
trapped here in
closes it.
half guard.
Some shots to the body.
But this is what Ashley Evans Smith wants. She wants to turn this into a ground fight with her on top. That is where she excels.
4-time All-American on her women's collegiate wrestling team. So she definitely likes the ground game. Looking to improve position. Pennington trying to control posture.
And Pennington here has half guard, but is unable to get anything going as far as sweeps so far, and not able to get anything going offensively off her back either. Trying to create some distance here, but Evans stays on top, and now they're in full guard.
And again, nice control by Rocky Pennington on the bottom. Tenth professional fight for 26-year-old Pennington.
Pennington using a good, strong full guard here, looking to trap an arm, and Evan Smith's doing a good job of being defensive. Picks her up and slams her, but that's going to allow Raquel to get back to her feet.
Midway point of the round.
Good scramble by Raquel. Oh, nice knee by Ashley.
Now looking for an elbow close.
You can see how physically strong Ashley is. That's years and years of grappling. There really is no substitute for it, and she's trying for a headlock here. She's got to be very careful here. If she loses this position, Raquel could take her back. Raquel is starting to scoot her hips, Mike. See how she's scooting her hips to the left? Trying to take the back.
Nice knee.
Yeah, and that was all because she was committing to that headlock. There's very few fighters who can get away with that. Ronda Rousey takes a lot of fighters down with that, but even her, as great as she is, that has cost her some trouble.
Right.
There's a little bit of blood coming from someone. Tough to see. It looks like...
It looks like it's from Pennington around the eye. They battle in close again.
It was a knee from Ashley Evans Smith that caused the cut, and we'll show you guys that in the replay. But it's there's blood coming out of the nose area.
Good shots, Joe, by Evan Smith in the clinch.
Nice knee in the body.
Working the body, nice uppercut.
Oh, good exchange.
Pennington with the answer.
Oh, more knees by Ashley.
Good work in the clinch by Ashley Evans Smith.
Good defense. Excellent takedown defense by Raquel Pennington. And if you remember correctly, Raquel suffered a pretty big gash in one of her previous fights on her forehead, and it could very well be that same scar tissue that has opened up. And it looks like it is, Mike. It looks like it's in that same area.
Yeah. Once that starts to get nasty, it continues to happen over and over. Evan Smith, over 3 minutes of control here in round one. Marcus Davis was a guy who, with all the scar tissue, would have trouble with cuts back in the day, Joe.
Yeah, look at this. Raquel Pennington with the takedown. Outstanding.
So one
nice
takedown
knee to the face by Raquel. Good timing on that knee to the face as well. She waited until Ashley was on her way up and did it perfectly legally. Looking for the choke, looking for the choke.
Final seconds of this
She's got the bulldog choke.
Can she lock it in?
She needs to sit out. She needs to sit out. Oh, that is close. That is close.
She made it.
She's out. She's out
Oh
cold.
my
She's out
goodness.
cold. That's it. She wins it. Outstanding.
Raquel Pennington.
At the buzzer, put her to
Wow.
sleep with a bulldog choke. Unbelievable.
Wow. Joe, Raquel, Rocky Pennington finished the fight at the end of the round.
Raquel got the takedown at the end of that round. Let's take a look at the replay. In the scramble, grabbed a hold of the neck of Ashley Evans Smith, locked this up tight, and look how the arm is kind of trapped underneath her leg here. Locks it down. I mean, this is at the buzzer. Is leaning on her, choking it, and Smith goes out here. Now here you see the referee separates them at the buzzer, and Smith is face planted, out cold. Let's listen to it in real time so we'll hear. Boom, she had it. She let it go, out cold, beautiful. It's literally last second.
Yeah, if not 0.5 seconds. And a big win by submission for a well-rested Raquel Pennington. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Smith has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 59 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by submission due to a bulldog choke, Raquel "Rocky" Pennington.
What an unbelievable finish.
Absolutely. Bulldog choke getting it done. And as I mentioned before we watched that one, I could only recall 2 other bulldog chokes getting it done in the octagon. The first was Pat Miletich getting submitted by Carlos Newton, and then I think Chris Lytle hit it on Tiki, and Raquel Pennington getting it done over Ashley Evans Smith right there. I might be wrong. There might be another one that I'm forgetting. Let me know in the chat or get at me on X at TJ DeSantis, as well as Instagram at TJ DeSantis. There's my name right there in case you want to spell it. So you just saw 2 incredibly impressive performances by both competitors in our co-main event. Of course, Raquel Pennington is defending her bantamweight title against Juliana Pena. Now, with everything in mind, who do you think is the favorite? Who do you favor? I'm curious. Let's take a look at the odds, courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook, because the line it's interesting. It's close. You have Raquel Pennington defending her title for the very first time, a -170 favorite over the underdog in Juliana Pena. The comeback on the Venezuelan Vixen is at +142. Huge favorite in our main event, Alex Pereira. We'll get to him before our marathon is over. -500 when he takes on Khalil Rountree. Kayla Harrison on this card. She might be the next competitor for the winner of Pena and Pennington. Of course, she's got to get by Ketlin Vieira, but Harrison -1,000. These odds brought to you courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook. Visit them at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours, official betting partner of the UFC. All right, our marathon continues here with our co-main event taken care of. Now let's take a look at our main event coming up this weekend. We've got a light heavyweight title fight between Alex Pereira. He is defending his crown against Khalil Rountree Jr., and we're going to go ahead and dip into the vault and look at some of the action from Rountree's career prior to getting to the octagon. So we're going to go all the way back to the RFA. This one took place at RFA 21. This was in December of 2014. It's Khalil Rountree taking on Blake Troop. It's our marathon of stars from UFC 307 right here on UFC Fight Pass.
2-1 versus 1-0. 3 years the older is Troop. He's also the taller by 3 inches. Reach in the arms goes the way of Rountree. Reach in the legs quite substantial, the way of Blake Troop.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in an RFA catchweight at 190 pounds. It is brought to you by Boulevard Hotels. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6'4", weighing in at 189.6 pounds, holding a professional record of 2 wins, 1 loss. Training out of the compound and fighting out of Oceanside, California, Blake Troop. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, stands 6'1", weighing in at 190 pounds, holding a professional MMA record, 1 win, 0 losses. Training out of Black House and fighting out of Los Angeles, California, Khalil the Warhorse Rountree. Your referee in charge of the action is Mike Beltran.
All right, jump in over the rules already. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch goes down for 1. At the sound of the bell, come on out and handle your business, guys. Let's go.
Mike Beltran and his Rapunzel moustache ready for action to kick us off here at RFA 21. The Warhorse versus Blake Troop. We're inside the RFA octagon for the last time in 2014 here on Access TV. Southpaw stance on the Warhorse, orthodox stance on Blake Troop. Turning left hand early on here.
Good job circling out by Rountree also.
Little fake there from Troop. Said he's got to be careful of Rowntree's explosiveness in the early stages of this fight.
Troop's feet are very wide in his stance. Tough to move like that.
If you've seen Khalil fight before, you know his striking is always spot on. And so too here. Big left hook connects.
Out.
Troop's out cold. Good night, Irene. Khalil Rountree has done it again. The War Horse executes in fine fashion. My word.
Fighting a lefty, keep your right hand up.
Guys, thank you. My sponsors. Man.
Rowntree's always exciting, and that was no exception. It didn't take long.
Yeah, does a beautiful job here. Throws a kick and then follows up right away. That's the important part. A lot of people think a combo's done when the kick hits. If you follow up, a lot of times you'll catch people. Rountree did it perfectly. One more time, sets it up, throws the cross, push-pull Muay Thai style right there. Throw a punch and then kick off the opposite side and then follow up with hands right away. And Troop is sleeping.
2-0 now, the pro career of the War Horse Khalil Rountree, who was 5-1 as an amateur, and that was a superb knockout.
Let me get that shirt, please.
Blake Troop now falls to 2-2. Did take the fight on only 10 days' notice, Blake Troop. Came in off a first round TKO. Ends the year on the losing end of a first round KO. Let's go to Mike Kendall, make it all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mike Beltran, calls a stop to the fight at 39 seconds into the first round for your winner by knockout, Khalil the War Horse Rountree.
Rountree getting it done, first round knockout in his second professional mixed martial arts bout. And now we're going to fast forward just 1 year later to December of 2015. RFA 33 Rountree back in action. We'll see if he can follow it up once again with another exciting knockout. It's a marathon of the stars of UFC 307 right here on UFC Fight Pass.
All right, guys, we went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Any questions, Khalil? Any questions, Justin? Touch them up. Let's go back to your corners.
An intense stare down between these two middleweights during the final instructions from our referee, Milanese. Justin Polende, 7-2. Khalil Rountree, undefeated, 3-0. We're set for 3 rounds of action. From inside the hangar in beautiful Costa Mesa, California, it's all part of RFA 33. Milanese gets us underway. Switching to southpaw here. Khalil Rountree, very thickly built man, takes an outside leg kick, looks for the counter down the tube.
Switched to southpaw before he did that.
Nice double jab, back to orthodox stance now, Khalil Rountree, and back to southpaw, switching up here early. Plenty of movement from Rountree.
Polende circling into that left hand when he goes conventional stance.
High left roundhouse from Polende, just clipped him. Hooking punches, he catches Rountree with an uppercut. Khalil on the back foot. Can Polende capitalize? Toe-to-toe now, both men throwing savage hooks.
Polende has no problem tagging him.
Polende said he wanted a first round knockout and he tags Khalil Rountree again.
Polende's rough, man.
Gut munching knee, belly button through the back and a Muay Thai clinch from Polende.
Talk about Rountree, he gets reckless in there. Has had good luck getting reckless with people and throwing bombs. Got to be careful, it's rolling the dice.
Gut munching front kick from Polende, house on fire here in the first round. Rountree gets clipped again by a left hand. Jab 2 from Khalil Rountree.
Polende doing a good job of moving his head, making Rountree miss, and then really tagging the heck out of Rountree.
Right. Trading inside leg kicks.
When Polende opens up, man, he just goes.
Jab out of orthodox stance for Khalil Rountree.
Oh!
Big kibosh!
Oh!
It's good night, freaking Irene! One punch KO! he's done it again, 4-0.
You talk about going down hard, man. Melendi, legs just dropped out from under him. Vicious left hand. Wow.
Oh, man, Khalil Rountree getting it done. That is the type of power that has earned him this title fight with Alex Pereira coming up on Saturday night. Hey, everybody, TJ DeSantis hanging out with you here on UFC Fight Pass as we are going through a marathon from some of the stars of UFC 307. Of course, the Octagon touches down in Salt Lake City, Utah this Saturday night, headlined by a light heavyweight title fight as Alex Poatan Pereira defends against Khalil Rountree. So now we've seen a couple of fights from Rountree where the power has been on display, but it was outside of the UFC. Can he bring that power and utilize it inside the Octagon? Let's find out. We're going to go to UFC Fight Night 104. It is in February of 2017. It's Khalil Rountree and our 307 marathon on UFC Fight Pass.
Let's get to the tail of the tape for this light heavyweight opener. Daniel Jolly, 32. Khalil Rountree Jr. will be 27 later this month. Both fighters 6'1" tall. 204.5 for Jolly, 205 on the nose for Rountree Jr., who will have a slight reach advantage of 1.5 inches. Now for the introduction, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 5 wins, 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Khalil Rountree Jr. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 5 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 204.5 pounds. Fighting out of Austin, Texas, Daniel Werewolf of Texas, Jolly. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Chris Reed.
Thank you very much, Vanessa Hansen. Chris Reed, our referee. We are ready to go here, round 1 of a possible 3 here in the UFC's light heavyweight division. Daniel Jolly in his native Texas against Khalil Rountree Jr. Rountree Jr., the southpaw is in blue. The orthodox fighter Jolly is in black. We talked a lot about Rountree Jr. putting on all that muscle for the Andrew Sanchez fight. Now a couple fights removed from that, looks to have leaned out a little bit.
Tremendous. He said he used to walk at 230 pounds. Now he only lets himself get as heavy as 220. But he came in about 10 pounds lighter than he usually does for this fight this week. One of the things Jolly really impressed me about his debut against Serkinov was his ability to slip punches in the pocket. He engaged Serkinov in the pocket well, tagged him, had some good striking combinations, and made him miss several times. And now misses on the first takedown attempt. He's going to try get him down against the fence. Good takedown defense so far.
Oh, massive knee from Rountree Jr. Jolly's out. Khalil Rountree Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So the biggest win of the young career of Rountree Jr. comes tonight in Houston, Texas. They attend to the Werewolf of Texas. A lot of people are going to have this approach against Rountree Jr. It did not work out for Jolly tonight.
Well, we talked about how he was training a lot of specifics. Hand goes up, he's waiting for it. He times that knee perfectly for when the hand goes up. Got to take another look at that second knee to make sure it was legal. Let's see, hands up, that's legal. This one here, it looks like it hits the chest. I don't see it hitting the head, because that would have been illegal if it hit the head. But I mean, this guy's power. Pressure on the head, boom, and he's out right there. That second one's to the chest, that's legal. Wow, as this kid continues to get more well-rounded, but the power, it's not just the power, the focus he put into this training camp came to fruition for him.
And Rountree Jr. not even cracking a smile after the win. Let's get it to Bruce Buffer now for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Chris Reed has called a stop to this contest at 52 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Khalil Rountree Jr.
All right, I'm here with your winner, Khalil Rountree. Khalil, before this fight, you talked to me about your focus. You talked to me about how specific and how hard you train. Talk to me a little bit about this finish and how it came from your takedown defense.
Well, let me put this on 1 sec. Okay, so the old me is dead and gone, Brian. You know, I used to come in here and look at it as this is sport and we're two men, but at the end of the day, he's coming in to hurt me. So I'm sharp focused, making sure that I leave out of this cage 100%, go home with my family, healthy, everybody happy. It's my only focus.
Well, it's nicely done. Obviously, you're used to people wanting to take you down. Where these knees, it seemed like you were waiting for the perfect moment for him to lift his hand up so it was legal, and you timed it perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw the position. I saw, you know, that he was kind of down, so I just kind of waited for it to come up. Very aware tonight. Worked a lot on my awareness in the back locker room, and so I got to see that opportunity, and it worked perfectly.
And I know that the fact that this light heavyweight division is wide open right now and looking for new contenders, that was something that inspired you to really train harder. What do you think is next for you?
Well, I definitely want to continue to grow and be a better fighter and become the best, right? Like, I want to be a champion, and the only way that I can do that is by proving it to myself every day in my training. So that's my main goal. Go home, you know, train hard again, no time off.
Khalil Rountree getting it done in devastating fashion inside the UFC's octagon. And I mentioned it's that power that has propelled him through the ranks and now into a title fight with a surging Alex Poatan Pereira. It is your main event of UFC 307 coming up Saturday night in Salt Lake City. Cannot wait for it. If you want more of Khalil Rountree's work, you can check it out anytime over at UFCFightPass.com. Right now, there's a QR code on your screen. Scan it. Get a discount for an entire year of UFC Fight Pass. I like to call it the biggest no-brainer in all of combat sports. It's got the world's largest combat sports library, everything from the UFC, Pride, Strikeforce, and, of course, live event partners from all over the world. CFFC, Fury FC, they're in action coming up this weekend. Plus, it's your home for grappling. Elite-level grappling is always on UFC Fight Pass. We got the Fight Pass Invitational coming up 1 week from tomorrow in Las Vegas. Can't wait for the FPI number 8. I'll be on the call with B-Mac, Brandon McCatherine. It's going to be really fun and exciting, to say the least. All right, one more stop here on our UFC 307 marathon. It all leads up, of course, to our main event, the A side, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion. His name is Alex Pereira, and he's been fighting, it feels like, almost every other card, and he's been shining. And he's a big favorite coming up this weekend in Salt Lake City. Let's take a look at the odds again, courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. The crown is yours. The crown currently belongs to Alex Pereira. He is a minus 500 favorite over the underdog Khalil Rountree. But if you need to find a reason to maybe pull for the underdog in Rountree, I think I just showed you a couple of reasons. The power, it's on display. It's there in abundance. We'll see if Khalil can put it on the button, and that button would be the chin of Alex Pereira. He's been put out before. Won't be the first time. But the odds makers and the betting public, they think it's a long shot. Let's take a look at one of the fights that we saw from the Brazilian prior to getting into the UFC's octagon. It's amazing when you think about how much Alex Pereira has grown up inside the octagon before our very eyes. Obviously, a long run as a kickboxer, but still relatively young in his mixed martial arts career, and he's already proven to be one of the greatest of all time. He hopes to continue his championship legacy on Saturday night. But now we're going to go back to the LFA 95 to be exact. This was November of 2020. He took on Thomas Powell. Let's jump into it. It's Poatan Alex Pereira on our marathon of UFC 307 athletes on UFC Fight Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event of the evening. This contest is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA middleweight division. Brought to you tonight by Fred Loya Insurance. And now, for all those watching around the world tonight on UFC Fight Pass, and for those here in Park City, Kansas, Are you ready for war? Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5'9", weighed in 182 pounds. He holds a professional record, 4 wins, 4 defeats, with 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Representing Diamond Martial Arts and fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania by way of Monrovia, Liberia, Thomas Diamond Powell. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a kickboxer standing 6'4", weighed in 185.8 pounds. He holds a professional record, 2 wins, 1 defeat, both wins coming by way of knockout. Representing Teixeira MMA and Fitness, and fighting out of Danbury, Connecticut by way of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Alex Poatan Pereira. Your referee in charge of the main event, Kerry Hatley.
All right, gentlemen, main event of the evening. I expect you to conduct yourself like main event fighters at all times. Obey the rules we went over in the dressing room at all times, my commands. Protect yourself at all times, fight hard. Touch them now if you're going to. Let's go to war.
Let's go to war indeed. Thomas Powell and Alex Pereira. Pereira, the big-time favorite, according to MMAOddsBreakers.com, comes in at a -600. The comeback on the underdog, Diamond Powell, +425. We are set to go. Main event of LFA number 95. Pereira and Powell. Ron Kruk and Pat Miletich with you cage side here in Kansas.
Powell, left-handed stance. Got to be careful of those rear leg kicks to the head. Already blocked one of them.
For a low kick, Powell said he has nothing to lose. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for him. No hesitation in taking this fight. Said his plan is to get Pereira up against the cage, use takedowns, tire him out. He feels he can finish Pereira.
Needs to punch his way in here pretty quick and get to work. Pereira got him up against the cage. That hurt him, that hurt him.
That's a dangerous range to be in right there. I think you're right, Pat.
The body kick hurt him.
And now a knee and Pereira.
This is a
Oh, the knee floors Powell.
Powell coming back up. Powell got to get a takedown.
Already Thomas Powell in some trouble. Alex Pereira.
Pereira, brutal.
Those knees are devastating.
Well, that left hook barely skimmed. And still did a little bit of damage.
See if Powell can shake it off and regroup here.
Powell got to use some offense, some feints and fakes. Oh my goodness.
Caught the kick.
Was not able to capitalize off catching that.
Now has Pereira up against the cage. Powell can get a takedown.
Need to hook that leg, pull it out from underneath him. He's got double unders here. Needs to scoop a leg and pull it out from underneath him and spin him off the cage and put him on his back.
Just under 3 to go, opening round.
Powell surviving brutal body shots
Yeah.
and knees with the kicks and knees both.
Well, Powell's a physical specimen too, Pat. I mean, that dude is jacked. And he is as strong as they come.
Look out for that right knee.
He was able to so far survive a couple hard shots, the elbow and knees
Oof.
from Pereira.
That'll make you change your leg attack there.
Yes, it will.
Hacking elbow like that.
Pereira creates that distance, and they restart in the center of the octagon. Running him down and in the clinch, Pereira with another knee.
Powell got to get Pereira to commit on punches coming back the other way to get him clean on the takedown, get him off his feet.
Kick to the body from Powell. Oh, high kick from Pereira, blocked, but still got through. And Powell on his back. And Pereira wants nothing to do with that one. Don't blame him.
Minute 30 left in this round. Powell's got to stay off the cage. Got to be able to move backwards at any time. Oof.
That combination stung Powell. I mean, at 6'4", Alex Pereira is just a beast.
Landed.
Shot from Powell.
Powell needed to follow up with the takedown there. Had him on his heels.
Powell can capitalize on that. Stands. Blocks another kick. Over
Whoa.
and out.
That's the power. Holy.
The power of Alex Pereira on full display in his Legacy Fighting Alliance debut.
That's experience and timing right there. Just gave a little bit of territory and then dropped it.
Unbelievable. Dropped the bomb and dropped Thomas Powell. The MMA world and the LFA middleweight division has officially been put on high alert.
That left hook is like a bullwhip. That's like a bullwhip, literally.
Amazing shot, and we hope Thomas Powell's able to
That's a dangerous
shake this
man,
off
man.
and recover here. I mean, he fell like a ton of bricks.
Now people will understand after seeing that why he knocked out Israel Adesanya.
Yes, sir.
Let's just make sure here that Mr. Powell is all right, because he's still out.
Yeah, the medical staff is in.
I hope he's all right. That was that left hook was incredible. You don't see that in MMA.
You don't. That is a different level of striking, Pat. You're right. And you called it, the timing on that shot.
They need to make sure his mouthpiece is out. Hopefully they have. Watch how he head kick there. Boop. Wow. It's like a bullwhip. It comes through and cracks. Watch him load it. Watch him load his hips. Bop. Watch how he loads his hips. Like a corkscrew. Like winding up rubber bands. That's where the power is generated. Legs and hips. Pay attention to the mechanics of that punch.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Kerry Hatley, calls a stop to the action at 4 minutes, 4 seconds of the very first round, declaring your winner by knockout, Alex Pereira.
There he is, Alex Pereira, getting it done inside the LFC cage. And, of course, we know what he has done inside the UFC's octagon. And he looks to pen another chapter of his championship legacy coming up this Saturday night in Salt Lake City as he headlines UFC 307 when he defends his light heavyweight title against Khalil Rountree Jr. Take a look one more time at the odds, courtesy of our friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Of course, Pereira, pretty sizable favorite, minus 500. The comeback on the underdog Rountree at plus 350. It is a championship doubleheader. I want to remind you, Raquel Pennington, she's defending her bantamweight title for the first time when she takes on the former queen at 135 and Juliana Pena. Minus 170 is the line on your favorite Pennington as she defends the underdog Pena at plus 142. Jose Aldo, former champion, on the card. He is an underdog to Mario Bautista. A huge favorite is Kayla Harrison. She's 10-1 essentially against Ketlin Vieira. And we'll kick off the main card with Roman Dolidze taking on Kevin Holland. Phenomenal stuff headed your way. Of course, Saturday, and it all starts on UFC Fight Pass. Biggest no-brainer in all of combat sports. Hopefully you are signed up. If not, let me get you that QR code. Scan it, get a deal on a year subscription of the biggest no-brainer in combat sports, UFC Fight Pass. And I'll be back on Saturday night immediately following the pay-per-view. Going to recap everything coming out of Salt Lake City with Jason Anik. He's going to be doing the watch-along with Jens Pulver as well on all the UFC Fight Pass outlets, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, etc. But then immediately following that, we're going to recap everything. So, but bottom line, don't miss a thing. Scan that QR code. Sign up today. Again, biggest no-brainer in all of combat sports. All right, that does it. Table is set for UFC 307. We will talk to you in a few days. Enjoy the fights. I'm TJ DeSantis. Thanks for watching Extra Rounds here on UFC Fight Pass.